Alright, so here we are with part 2 of how to get glowed up. So I want to talk about the microcosmic orbit, and I learned that from Montauk Chia. This is a book I learned it from. It's a great book, I highly recommend it. This is Montauk Chia. He's a lot older now, but he looks almost the same. He's like one of the youngest looking 80-year-olds that I've seen. Anyhow, I love that guy. He has a lot of awesome information, and like I said, in order to get glowed up, you really have to be able to harness, cultivate, and raise the vibration, the frequency of the chi or prana or life force, the energy that animates your body, the energy. It's energy that flows through us. It flows through everything. It's constantly available to us, right? The sun, the plants, everything that you see and everything that you don't see is emanating and resonating a life force, a chi. And it's something that you can work with. It's something you can harness. And Montauk Chia, he uses the daoist tradition. It's one of the most ancient, best, well-tested, like amazing systems that humanity has ever came up with for reaching higher states of consciousness and getting glowed up. So here we go. I'm going to start with the inner smile because, like I was saying before, the inner smile, as Montauk Chia says, is the way to like really relax the system, right? So all this chi and all this prana is flowing through these pathways. They're like highways of energy, and they all correspond to the nervous system, the endocrine system, the circulatory system, all the systems basically, but those three main ones, circulatory, nervous system, and the endocrine system, which is part of the circulatory nervous system, they are all like really corresponding, and sort of like, if you look at a map of a nervous system and a circulatory system, you will see that like a lot of the lines correspond with a map of the meridians, which is the name that the Chinese have given these energy lines, right? Meridians are the paths of the energy pathways through which the chi flows, the life force flows through the meridian, similar to the way a signal from your brain down to, like, let's say your liver, or back up from your liver to your brain. There's all these pathways for this electric current to like communicate. Same thing with the chi. All these little pathways, right? So these pathways, in order for them to really be able to flow the energy, the chi, to be able to flow through these pathways, they must be like very relaxed, right? Because if it's tension or stress, it's constricting, and then stuff can't flow through there. So what you want to do in order to relax all that stuff, right, is just loosen up a little bit. And one great way to do that is to give yourself an inner smile, because the smile makes us feel like we have the approval, the love, the attention that we are constantly seeking for and craving in our social circles and in our lives as primal animals, as social animals. We kind of need that, right? But we can also give it to ourselves, and it's one of the Taoist secrets, really, to give yourself a constant inner smile. Alright, so that's not the quickest version of the story, but here we go. The way Montauk Chia says to give yourself an inner smile is to start with your eyes. It's very simple. You just want to, you kind of smile outwardly, but really you're visualizing yourself giving that smile towards your eyes. You're sending the energy of your smile, you're directing your smile towards your eyes, and that's going to automatically relax the whole nervous system, right? So the more relaxed the brain, the nervous system, all that stuff is, the easier the chi can flow. The better the chi flows, the more glowed up, which is back to what I was saying. You get this sense of like the psychedelic-y sense of connectivity, crisp colors, sounds, just vibrance around, that you would get maybe from a mild amount of mushrooms, for example. But anyway, so back to this. You do that smile, and then you let that smile like permeate. The warmth of that smile permeates, and then it moves down, like from your eyes, through your brain, you move it, bring it down into the heart, right? And smile into your own heart. That's going to help the heart relax. Obviously, we hold a lot of stress and tension in the heart, heartache. You give yourself a little smile in that heart, you take a deep breath, and you will be amazed at like the feeling of release and blooming that's happening here, right? And then you keep it going. You bring that warm smile, you keep smiling, and you bring it into the kidney area, the liver area. Here, back here is the kidneys. And you know, it helps with your hands. You can put your hands there too, but usually when I'm doing all this, I've already kind of entered a state where I'm sitting, I'm fairly still. I have my hands, usually my hands are like this. Somehow where the chakras on the hand, energy points here are connected and closed. You want the hands to be closed. Like you don't want this to be able to leak anyway. So you're sitting like this and you're just kind of smiling to yourself. And then once you got that going on and you're doing some nice deep relaxing breaths, you're being conscious of how all this feels, you're drawing your attention into your body. You begin to feel this energy, this chi flowing. And the more relaxed you are, not only will you be able to feel it more, but the more you feel it, the more you can direct it. And once you're able to direct it, then you're in, and you're good to go, because you can just basically anything you can imagine, you can do it. If you visualize yourself all of a sudden in a center of a glowing star with like a diamond star tetrahedron pattern and rainbow colors and all this stuff, and like you will feel it. Anything you can really visualize and in a relaxed state where you're connecting the chi, the mind, and the breath, you will be able to feel stuff out here, and just add to your experience of life. And the ability to connect, it helps you sense things in conversation, it helps you sense things in life. When it's time to go, sometimes you just like get that feeling where like, oh, I gotta go, I don't know what I'm doing here, I gotta go. Or sometimes, or like you're about to get a phone call, you start thinking of that person right before, you have like that extra connectivity with that person. Or you can just sense when somebody's about to get emotional, and you can be compassionate. Or you can sense when you're driving, like spidey senses go off, because something, you don't have to so much rely on just your 5 physical senses. You can start to like really feel the world around you. And the more you can feel this chi, this energy that connects us to everything and that animates our bodies, the more pleasant it becomes, and the more you can direct it, which eventually it leads to the microcosmic orbit. Once you can direct it, microcosmic orbit is the next step, basically. And that, I suppose, will be another video, because this is the video about the inner smile. So it's a very simple concept. You smile just like you're smiling outside, but you kind of do it in your mind's eye towards yourself, almost like you're smiling into a mirror. And that's cool too. You can do it with an actual mirror, like I'm doing. I can do it right now with this camera. Like, just give yourself that good, like, approval type smile. It can't be like I'm smiling for the camera. That'll work if that's the best you can do. You gotta like warm yourself into it, warm up and stuff. But really get comfortable with yourself and be able to give yourself that good uplifting smile. That's it. It gets you a little glowed up, but this is just like a little step. It's not the actual technique. This is like a little yoga before the technique, a little warm up for the microcosmic orbit. All right, thank you guys. Much love.